United States is trying to put me, I mean, members of, is trying to put me in prison for civil commitment. What's it called? Sting operation entrapment since the Occupy of 2012. Hold up. Yeah, bro. I just been since 2009. I've been trying to be a monastic. 2014, I well, let's back it up a little bit. 2011, I wanted to be go to school for archaeology, psychology, and cultural anthropology. What's it called? Then I switched my discipline to wanting to study neuroscience and natural medicine in 2013-14 after the Occupy. And what's it called? That's it, bro. The end. I just want to be a fucking neuroscientist, dude. Practice natural medicine. I just want to possibly become a monastic, lay monastic, and or combination of both. Like be a neuroscientist, do be certified at radio frequency detection scanning, and memory blanking, like fucking crazy as MK Ultra, bro. It's 24/7. I'm gonna pause this shit so you don't have. I'm talking without the mask. I don't have a mask. And what's it called? Man, I threw out all my bandanas and all that. But let me just set the story straight. They're trying to trap me with my social media. It's a risk profile, sting operation entrapment, using it as a political weapon, using me as a political weapon. With that said, um, man, I've been targeted by the FBI and then the motherfucking government agencies that are tied with the CIA and everyone else. I don't know, y'all. I don't have the time to research who the fuck you are. I don't have the time to research American laws. I don't have time to research uh what constitutes terrorism, what constitutes, being put on a watch list, blah 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 blah. I'm indigent. I'm in poverty. I'm technically homeless. I have no income. On and off for throughout my 20s and mid 30s because of all these motherfucking government officials that get federal funded and state funded tax dollars to monitor and use directed energy weapons, microwave hearing, and MK Ultra, and now a fucking microchip that's located right here in my ear. It's in my fucking skull, bro. And what's it called? I don't deserve to be a part of that government. I don't deserve to be a part of that country. Like if you want to switch your leadership about understanding who I am and why I was conditioned and or created to look like a fucking terror cell is because of FBI and government sting operation entrapment, flat out. And calculate how much money they made off of me and my family since 2012, sting of the Occupy entrapment, the manufactured terrorists. And what's it called? I personally, Nicholas Andrew Shaputis, have no intentions on blowing up or damaging any United States property. I have no intention on physically harming any individual on earth unless provoked in an act of war and self defense. I'm adamantly against the Nazis in up to full scale war. And I'm adamantly against the fucking KGB Soviets, the USSR, and the Russian Federation, and anyone who supports communism. But the miseducated youth, I could school towards direct democracy. With that said, I've been trying to reach Mount Athos since 2009, since I was introduced to the Jesus prayer and the Hezekiah tradition of the Orthodox Hezekiah tradition with the prayer of the heart. I've practiced it through my 20s, since 2009, up to from the moment I woke to the moment I went to sleep. For years. Years. It saved my life, this prayer. And I will practice it for the rest of my life. I devoted my life to the discipline of practicing the prayer of the heart for the purpose of theosis, which is union with God, with my divine mission, working my will with God's will. I thought about starting a monastery. I thought about joining a monastery. I thought about becoming a hermit. And it still might happen, or I might never make it to that option. And based off of what they're doing, this government has good officials that are in power now, Christians and so on and so forth, that are trying to work through all the bullshit that 9/11 allowed the United States government to enact laws and departments which lead to the country's current state of affairs of who's in power, who's running the country, and what type of government this country really is, of the United States of America. Technically, your First Amendment rights are stripped due to, I don't know the amendment because I don't know the Constitution fully. I don't know the United States Law Code. I want to learn, but pretty much federal employees are protected from you being able to use free speech about them without being criticized and labeled and marked as a terrorist, or detained and or thrown in prison. They could target you as a civilian in any way, shape, or form. Section 3024 of the Cures Act. The various, look up the United States Patent List. That's the DSM of America. DSM is just a joke. I completely discredit, challenge German science of the DSM. Hold on. And psychoanalysis. It's a fucking joke, bro. Compared to neuroscience and neuropsychology in 2025. In reference to natural medicine, with all the plants of the earth being able to be used, even the ones that are quote unquote outlawed or made illegal, specifically the coca leaf, specifically the poppy leaf in America, Colorado has legalized, Oregon has legalized the use of natural medicine in the realm of hallucinogens, specifically psilocybin. I'm not sure about mescaline, dimethyltryptamine, and I'm not sure about LSD. But what's it called? Those are the only two states in the country that are being directly monitored by the populations that use those substances by the CIA in those states and all the other agencies. Now, the body has opioid receptors. They govern the entire function of your whole body. Endocannabinoid system. I'm not too hip on the coca research. On my X I put the material out there for you to research. I don't have the time and capacity with the torture to educate myself on anything besides visual representation, visual understanding. I apply the visual understanding to my knowledge and go forward. I leave it up to you to decide whether it's true or not, whether it's right or wrong. This country's a racket. There's a prison system racket. Mental health, racketeering, insurance company, big pharma, racketeering, slave state. Abusive guardianships is a form of slavery. Forced civil commitment is a form of crime against humanity, form of slavery, imprisonment. What's it called? The terror watch list and being labeled a terrorist and what they could do to you without reason of proof with the what I just posted on my YouTube that was from 2013, which was right after the Occupy. Was allowed to go into fruition because of the Occupy entrapment, because of the takedown of the Occupy. The Occupy movement, nobody realizes that we're not a part of it. I need to research how it was started because it could have just been one big roundup entrapment of the free thinkers, radicals, direct democracy followers. There was all types of groups there, of what the conservatives would call the liberal and extremist left, and occult groups, so on and so forth. With that said, that makes up the good portion of the population of America. Christianity is a separation between church and state in America. With that said, if you're a Christian in power and a Christian in general, they tell you not to talk religion and politics, but at the same time, you're not supposed to enforce or force your religion upon anyone or force people to believe what you believe. And if they don't believe it, you're going to detain them, prison them, set them up, kill them, or do whatever the fuck to them. And that goes for the occult also, to Christianity. Just because you don't accept and you don't believe it doesn't mean it's not true as a science, as mathematics, as metaphysics, theologies, philosophy, and everything that goes into it. In combating occult metaphysics an occult understanding of science and mathematics. Both are true. Both work in coinciding one another. But those that practice the occult acknowledge the existence of God because you choose to follow God's an adversary. Technically, to the Christian, any occult group is a terrorist organization. To the occult, the Christians are a terrorist. That's what it comes down to. The ultimate war is a holy war. It is a spiritual war. You got the agnostics that say, I don't want to participate in the holy wars. Y'all gods kill so many people. But then those agnostics are controlled by a cult through the silent adaptive this silent assassination through adaptive networks and the Christ network and everything else that I've discussed with MK Ultra, microwave hearing, microchip, gang stalking, the subliminal advertisement through the television, and the advertisements through YouTube and the computers and whatnot, and directly being monitored through your monitor cell phone and your computer screens and televisions through the cameras that you have on them. You're directly monitored 24 hours a day. I feel so bad for you. I've had electrical tape on my camera since 2012, 13. That's why they put a chip in my ear. That's why they bugged my house. That's why they drive by car after car after car after car after fucking car. Because they're fucking paranoid. Obsessive, delusional, paranoid. Terrorists. This country's a fucking terrorism, man. It was never free for everyone. The Constitution's all big, bad, and glory, just like the UN's Declaration of International Human Rights. But do they apply to everyone? No. Because the governments today cover up the hidden microchip programs and participate in that slavery with the forced civil commitment holds and the drug laws of detainment and the economy through the security forces is governed by taxpayer income, your taxes through your wage slavery funds these corrupt oligarchical groups within the federal government of the United States and the international Interpol, and so on and so forth. Section 3024 of the Cures Act destroyed the Constitution. Other amendments destroyed the Constitution that I can't reference right now. Memory blanked and I don't have them in front of me. I don't have it committed to my memory. Again, I'm a direct sting operation entrapment victim of the Cleveland 5 Occupy. The device in my basement is just... Hold up. They cover up their racketeering and how much money and greed that they have with their selfishness, with their vanity, and their stingy wealth. Yeah, I said it, bro, and I'm not trying to be racist, but y'all stingy as fuck. I don't give a fuck what color you are. Y'all stingy. If you can't help finance somebody, if you can't help feed somebody, if you can't help that person get laid, then who the fuck are you to that individual? And how the fuck do you expect that individual to function on the basic level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? As I'm saying this, V2K is stating I'm getting arrested. I don't know what they're going to charge me with. I've been incarcerated for over 4 to 5 years in forced civil commitments and house arrest and jail time. I never did prison. And I'm never going to do prison because I don't deserve to go to prison. I never did anything to deserve to go to prison. All the people that are trying to put me in prison deserve to go to fucking prison. Behind the scenes, they're racketeering, drug running, sex trafficking, entrapment terrorism. The entrapment groups are the terrorists. They're the terrorists. Nope, the cover up of 9/11 was the turning point in American history where a regime change occurred. And it destroyed the Constitution. The creation of the CIA was the oligarchical coup that took over the United States. Nazis invaded the US. And they run this government now with Israel and the Hebrew communities of the Illuminati, Freemason, 33rd degree. They work together with the Federal Reserve System, BlackRock, and all companies associated with. I'm a peaceful activist. I got 2 machetes, 2 fucking kitchen knives, chef's knives, and a bow and arrow. What the fuck, bro? I got a bicycle. I got 60 fucking cents. No bank account. I don't have money hidden in the fucking woods, dude. I don't got money hidden in Bando, bro. Watch my entire life record from birth of my monitored recording. And watch how innocent I was the whole fucking time. And then, what's it called? Watch those around me. Timeline of events. Who, what, where, why, how. And why. Watch the timeline of events of everyone's life and what everyone else was doing. You got video entrapment. Who the fuck was filming? Who's behind the MK Ultra kill switch, the directed energy weapons kill switch? Those are the terrorists. CIA is a terrorist organization. Abolish it, United States. FBI is a terrorist organization. Purge it, because I don't know if you could get rid of it. Unless it's a full-scale civil war. Bro, I'm not trying to start no fucking civil war, OG. I'm trying to go away from the United States and go live in a cell, which the monastics call their room, for 2,000 years in the Orthodox Christian tradition. And pray for the fucking world in poverty, in fasting, and or pursue neuroscience with radio frequency detection. If I pursue neuroscience or radio frequency detection, which I plan on doing, I'll just go to the monastery for like vacation, 3 months, 6 months, whichever one I want to go to. That's how I think God wants me to do it. But let's look at the real fucking terrorists, bro. Not these manufactured fucks that y'all obsessed about because of how pretty they are, how cool they are, and how easily manipulated they are by your enslavement techniques of torture through 3024, Section 3024 of the Cures Act, 21st Century Cures Act signed by Obama. Obama, you fucking ruined this country. I don't know why you got a Nobel Peace Prize. So did Bush. I blocked Obama on Facebook. I saw him in my feed today and I fucking blocked him. I voted for him too in first term. I trusted him. I had respect for him and I still want to have respect for him, but I can't.